it is still summer where I am, but I just quickly want to update you guys. Well, yeah, anyone that has watched my vlog of the Grand Mosque, and if you haven't watched that vlog, please go watch it now so that you understand what we're talking about. My gosh, and you're missing out. But the first most important thing that I think, obviously, I'm just sharing like information that I think anyone who is interested to go to the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque in Abu Dhabi would want to know. First things first, the entrance fee. I know it is so beautiful, this place. It is just, you would expect that there's an entrance fee, but there actually isn't an entrance fee. It is absolutely free to go to the Grand Mosque, and there is hotels around the Grand Mosque. Well, where I was staying, the Bab Al Qasa Hotel, amazing, beautiful hotel. You're gonna find more info on my channel as well. It is just opposite in the same neighborhood, opposite so the Bab Al Qasa Hotel is in the Corniche area, and that is where I was staying, and it is directly opposite the Grand Mosque. Beautiful neighborhood. So there is no entrance fee. There is you can actually have a guided tour, but also that guided tour is free. So you just have to, you can go there and ask staff which are friendly. You can ask staff, you can ask the Grand Mosque security for about the tours when you get there. But then just to be safer, I think it would be so much better to just call them before and set a time for your tour, your free guided tour, where they will take you around and they'll just tell you all the beautiful things that I mentioned on my channel about why this mosque is so beautiful, why it's so special, and it's definitely one of the things to do the main thing to do actually in Abu Dhabi. So the guided tours are generally 30 to 40 minutes, but then they do advise that you should actually get there 15 minutes prior to the time of your guided tour. Yeah, so it's just 15 minutes prior, and then they don't provide transport though. Even if you do get that tour, they don't provide transport. There is parking, so you know, if you're hiring a car or using Uber, there's a taxi drop off, there's parking, but the Grand Mosque will not be offering transport for tourists. Another thing to actually take note of is there's so many rules there in terms of taking pictures, in terms of what you show and what you don't show, and also because this is still a place of prayer. Also, when you are traveling with kids, yes, kids are allowed, but you have to just make sure that you look after your kids and they're under supervision, because you shouldn't be, you know, it's still a sacred space, so it shouldn't be noisy. Yes, it shouldn't be also for my content creators, so when it comes to taking pictures and what footage you can actually show of the Grand Mosque, there is a form that you actually have to fill to be able to take content there and to be able to broadcast that content, and that is the media establishment form. I tried filling it, however I couldn't, because it looks like you have to be under a certain company, but I did ask for permission, obviously, to take pictures, and I was only taking pictures where it is like a photo stop, and I am allowed to take pictures. So basically in that form, you know, the film crew would, like everybody that is part of the film crew would fill in the information and sign, and then they'd actually get a guided tour to help with their filming, which obviously I couldn't, like in terms of the content creation side, I couldn't really do that because I'm an independent content creator. But I did ask for permission, and I knew what to show and what not to show, and obviously I couldn't take pictures everywhere. I had to be very careful of where I take pictures. No smoking, obviously, in the mosque. And also in terms of dress code, the most important dress code, you can just go and look for like mosque manners, but it is the basic. This is like an Arabic country, and this is the sacred space of this, you know, country. So you are not like, you can't be wearing, you see this, I can't, so you have to wear. That's why also, like I'm saying, if you check my YouTube channel, you're gonna see how I was dressed. You have to fully cover everything. Loose fitted clothing, right? Have to cover your hair, and very expensive. It's not it's very expensive to actually get the abaya there. So I would suggest that you actually buy the clothing before. Like, you can just buy it, you know, buy it before like I did. But then there is shops there, say should you, you know, it wasn't like a planned trip, there is shops there for you to like be able to buy the abaya. But you know, it's a bit pricey obviously, because at that point you have no choice. You have no choice. So just make sure that you have appropriate clothing, no see-through clothing, no cleavage, no showing of hair, no showing of legs. Just cover everything. If you want to see what I'm talking about, just see what I was wearing when I went there. And yeah, I think that is like your guide. But also you can just check mosque. Oh yeah, I think also one very important and interesting thing that I didn't mention is, as you can see how the Grand Mosque looks with all the dome and all the glass and the color, it can be very, for the eyes, it can be a lot if it's hot, because of all the reflection and illumination of the mosque, which is breathtaking. But sorry, I digress. Yeah, so I would advise, make sure that you have glasses, sunglasses. If you have my glasses, like specs, like yeah, if you have these glasses, if they're not that focus, that changing color in the sun, just make sure that you get sunglasses, because it might hurt your eyes, the mosque. That's how beautiful it is, and just illuminates all this light, all this light. So I love it so much. Okay, I hope you guys find this information useful, and you definitely go to the mosque to visit. It is open from Saturday to Thursday, and that is between 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. So you could literally spend the whole day there if you wanted to. If you wanted to, you could spend the whole day there. And I don't think I'm leaving anything out. Have sunglasses, have the appropriate clothing, no smoking, look after your kids. Know that you can't just take content and pictures anyway. You have to ask for permission, and like there's a form for that. And what else? You can check mosque manners just to be, you know, just to be sure about everything. But mosque manner is basically how you should be presented, like when you're at the mosque. And if you have a film crew, like I was saying, there's a form, and there's no transport for you as a tourist. That's all just you. However, there's a free bus, but that is like from one side of the mosque to the other, so it's not really like transport.